Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining the Free Financial Freedom Now podcast. My name is Toyin. I'm so happy to have you on here. Looking forward to yet another wonderful episode. It is always great to be talking to you, to hear all your wonderful feedback, and also thank you so much for liking our previous episodes, for sharing them, for subscribing as well. And if you're new, welcome to the Financial Freedom Now podcast where we talk all things financial freedom, achieving purpose, building wealth, all things that you want to achieve and you want to get to achieve success in your life. We're going to be talking about something very, very interesting today. We're going to be talking, guess what? Obviously, don't guess. You've seen the title. Come on. We're doing, it's a popular saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. Going to be making this very practical, sharing with you experiences I have had, literally following that same very, very, very popular phrase, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And I also, in doing that, want to encourage you on your journey in terms of being able to achieve financial freedom, on making you understand it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the faint-hearted, and it's not the easiest. This is not to say you won't experience any challenges just because you've decided to take action. Not at all. But I want to share with you the rudiments that I believe would help you in achieving success and experiencing the financial freedom I know you deserve. Okay, it is, like I said, a popular phrase, and it's really pretty much all of this. What this episode today is doing is to encourage you to take action, to encourage you to face your fears. Over the last few years, I've had different scenarios, different situations where I have experienced fear over certain situations in my life, and I've decided, and I initially felt crippled by the fear, so much so that I do not take actions. I literally stop. It's almost like you feel like you stop dead in your tracks. That's exactly the feeling. And I felt the fear, and for a second or for a minute or however long it took me, I stopped, and I was almost being crippled by the fear. But I think one of the things I'm going to be talking to you about today is how you're going to feel the fear. So there are two things that we do when we experience fear. We actually allow it to stop us, and we take it as a sign to stop. Or sometimes we do not even bother taking that step towards whatever it is that's going to bring that fear just in a bid to avoid whatever it is that we fear. So, but either way, it's I think once you understand that in life there will be fear, you'll feel that fear, but you do it anyway. You'll welcome that fear. And I always say this, and it's something that I've actually actively practiced in my life, in the fact that I understand that fear is there to help me. Now, initially, I never had this mindset towards that. I always felt like if something seemed scary, it was a sign to stop, or was a sign of that something bad is about to happen. And I just told myself so many negative things. However, I think as being human, it is very much expected and normal to be fearful towards things that we haven't experienced before. When we are getting out of our comfort zone, there is a high probability that you will feel fearful about a situation. And I have had it several times, and honestly, I will still have it in the future. Especially when you're looking to do something you've not done before, when you're getting out of a comfort zone, when you're actually when you're going through an experience for the first time. There's always going to be that feeling of there's going to be that anxiousness in you, almost making you feel that should you or should you not. And I think it's good, because that's also a good sign as humans, to help us help us stay away from trouble. But in no way is the fear in any way supposed to stop us from taking action. It shouldn't stop you from doing what you need to do. What I always say is, when you have that fear, embrace it, listen to what it's saying to you, and combat it with whatever positives that you need to. Now, not saying every single time you feel the fear, you have to you feel fearful about a situation, you ignore it. And this is not ignoring the feeling at all. We're saying embrace the feeling, listen to what it's saying, and go ahead and do what you need to do. So do what you need to do might be, okay, listen and then stop and take a few steps back and almost replan your route. Or it might actually be, well, I acknowledge that you are here. I acknowledge you're here to give me the warning sign. You're here to remind me that I have not achieved this particular task before, or I haven't achieved this level of success before, or I have failed in the past before. However, that's just what you're there for. This is the reason why I need to go ahead and succeed, or this is the reason why I need to go ahead and take this task. So I think it's just that basically, when you feel the fear, you need to take action despite feeling afraid. And I have had settings in there. I mean, as a matter of fact, being seated here right here in front of you, listen, you're probably jogging right now and have me in your ears, or you're doing something in the kitchen and listening to me, wherever it is you're doing, or you just literally having a lovely time on the sofa watching me or listening to me. Being here right now is me facing my fear. It's actually me taking action. I've had this on my to-do list for years, wanting to get in front of the camera and talking to you, wanting to get in front of my microphone, sharing my ideas, but because one of the things that has been I've been very passionate about is helping other people achieve financial freedom. And I know that one of the ways to do that is obviously talking to you about how I've done it and sharing the tips and that have helped me over the years, and all of the learnings that I've had over the years. It's been I know this is one of the means that I've got to do it. However, I have felt afraid of doing it, or fearful of doing it in so many ways. I've told myself certain things. I mean, there have been different thoughts. Or what if you stutter when you're speaking? What if your deep accent is not being heard? What if you don't come across the way you want to come across? What if you forget what you need to say? There's been loads of things that have come through my mind in terms of doing this, and the truth is not as though all of those fears are invalid, or not as though those fears have been totally wiped away and that's why I'm here. Not at all. But what I choose to do, and pretty much what I'm doing now, is I realize that even if it's one person that I do help by overcoming those fears and taking action and coming right in front of you, you're listening to me right now, then it's been worth it. And that's been way I've been able to combat that feeling. But that's just one of the ways. There are loads of times. Every single time we want to buy, I'm looking to buy a property deal that is probably the most expensive property deal that I've bought. Is sitting in my journey, or every single time I have a new challenge, a new property strategy, a new property deal, the most expensive one, a bigger property deal, whatever it is that I'm looking to do, or launching a new course, getting on social media. Every single time I want to do something like that, I always have this feeling in my belly, this fearful thoughts of, what if it doesn't go wrong, and doesn't go right? What if it goes wrong? And everyone is the same. You always have that feeling. But the difference between successful people and those that are not are that they take action. And I choose to be successful. I choose to take action, and that's why I'm right here. And I continue to actually make conscious decisions every single day to make sure that I'm able to combat my fears. I'm able to face my fears. I'm able to take action. I mean, you overcoming your fear and taking action is already a success in itself. Honestly, sometimes we get so fixated on the outcome of what it is that we want to achieve that we forget the little things. So for me, success is actually going ahead to do this. I might not listen to myself. I may not really listen to myself at all. Thanks to our social media team in the at iCourage, who kindly sort of listen to my videos and edit it and do all the lovely things they do. Because I'm being very honest and not vulnerable here. I'll probably not really listen to it, because if I do that right now at this stage of my life, with how I feel about things like that, I possibly would just stop it dead in tracks. But I choose not to listen to it, because I know that way there is a high chance of all of this getting out there and blessing and being blessing those that it's meant to. But if I keep listening to it or trying to make it perfect, I'll second guess myself, and it probably never. So for me, success is actually getting it out there. When it eventually gets out there, it blesses someone, and I make a success of it, that's almost like another success. But I would not in any way belittle the success of even achieving that task in the first place. And fear holds you back a lot. Fear has held me back in the past. I hated the feeling of being stuck. I hated the feeling of not being able to progress in my life. Literally, there are loads of things that you need to do to achieve your financial freedom, but you've been fearful about leaving that job because that's the source of income that you've known for far too long. You're scared of being involved in certain relationship that will help you advance. You're scared of being vulnerable. You're scared of starting that new side hustle. You're scared of actually starting the new income stream that you know you can make work. You're scared of the unknown. And yes, we're not saying that all of the fears you are totally invalid. Recognize whatever it is it's saying to you. Feel the fear, but do not let it stop you. You've got to push through that fear. Push through it, and once you are able to push through, there's a lot. There are great things for you to achieve. Honestly, the moment I decided to actually overcome my fear and face it, life became a lot easier. So I don't know what it is for you in terms of the fear that you need to overcome. Yes, you might be in serious debt now. You turning a blind eye, burying your head in the sand is not going to fix it. Rising up, get your Excel spreadsheets, get your notepad, get your pen, start getting out a plan on how you will get yourself out of it. It's not going to go away if you don't face it. So don't let any situation paralyze you, any situation or any fear paralyze you so much that you're not taking action. Whatever it is that you are going to do, it doesn't matter how many times you failed before. So yes, sometimes it's actually because you've been the fear is because of past failures, and you actually think this could happen again. What you should remember and think about is, what if this time I am successful? What if this time I can make it work? What if, I always say, when there's life, there is a way. The only thing that can stop you should be death. As long as you've got life in your lungs, as long as you've got your life, you've got oxygen in your lungs, then you can do it. So please do not ever let fear stop you. And I just don't want to make this very theoretical and not make it real, because this is actually real, and it's something that a lot of people get. I speak to loads of people getting into property, and they're saying, what if the market crashes tomorrow? What if there's a new regulation that comes in and means that we cannot actually operate the way we used to operate? What if? And there are a lot of what ifs. There can be any what ifs. What if we die tomorrow? What if? There are lots of what ifs. But the question, what I would say to you is, what if not? And I cannot control. There's so many things I can't control. The things I can control is what I'm gonna get involved in. So there's lots of things you cannot control. So let's not get fixed on those things. Let's think about what is it that I can control, and how can I make that work. So you are in control of your mindset, so get your mindset right. You are in control of your skill sets. Let's start improving ourselves and making sure you can put your best foot forward. I think every single day, do something that gets you out of your comfort zone. The more you are out of your comfort zone, the more you get that feeling, or that feeling gets almost natural to you. You get comfortable with that. I don't think you ever get comfortable with it, but you get used to that feeling of being out of your comfort zone. So every single day, doesn't matter if it's just when you go out, make sure you talk to a stranger, say hello to someone, smile, or do something that gets you out of that's out of the norm, that gets you out of your comfort zone. And once you do that, the more you do it, it doesn't matter how little it is, the more you do it, you're training your mind, your body, your soul to get used to being uncomfortable. And the more you do it, the more you can. The more you do it, the more you do it, the perfect you get to actually being able to achieve greater heights. I hope you've been, as usual, you've learned something new. You've challenged yourself. I don't want you to just listen to this episode and just think, oh wow, sounds very inspiring, and do nothing about it. So right now, I encourage you to take a pen or get your phones out and write down 5 things you're going to do over the next 5 days that will get you out of your comfort zone, that you know is a bit fearful for you, and write it in write that on the left side of your phone, or write it down, and then write another 5 things so write 5 of the fears you possibly have, and 5 things you're going to do in the next 5 days to help you. I mean, it doesn't matter how small, no matter how small the task is, to help you towards getting comfortable with that uncomfortable fear. It's been Toyin Ayodare, your favorite host on Financial Freedom Now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I've absolutely enjoyed bringing it to you. As I always ask you to do, please like, subscribe, share with your family and friends and your network, on your socials. Let people know this is happening. I enjoy bringing it to you, and it will be very encouraging for me to face I'm going to face my fear, but for me to actually continue to do this. I would really love for you to share with everyone. The more people I have listening to this and watching this, the more I can keep going back to the studio and producing this for you and making sure that I can help you achieve your financial freedom now. If you want any of your of the free resources we have at Icon Range, we specialize in property as our main asset class. So if you want to get into property investment and you don't know how, we're basically based in the UK, then click on the link that you have at the bit.ly/icon free video. Icon, ICON FREEVIDEO, and we have a lot of free resources for you to get started in property today. I'm loving this, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you in future episodes. Again, like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned to the next episode. Until then, bye bye.